So, Swole the Beast, what's up, man?
How you doing? Glad to be here.
I'm so happy you're here.
Yeah, I didn't even know I was going to be here today at all.
Either did I. This was just a big coincidence.
I guess you could call it that. I don't really believe in coincidences, but yeah, sure.
So,
whatever you want to call it.
So how's it going, man?
It's going, man. It's going. I've just been tugging along at work. You know how that is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Some of it's bullshit, some of it's chill, and then other times you're just like, what the fuck am I doing here?
That's how it is with everything in life, I feel like.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Not wrong.
Yeah, man. So, dude, there's a specific thing that I wanted to bring up with you, because I know it's something that you and I have talked about before, and something we've kind of shoot the shit before. You know, even on the job, as speaking of. So, something that I've been kind of checking out and experimenting with, yet not experimenting with, is at night I've been going to sleep listening to these frequencies. Okay,
like iDozer, or like that was the one that back in the day. I remember on LimeWire, you could download. They were called iDozers, and they're basically like 30 to 40 minute just frequencies that you're supposed to be able to listen to with your eyes closed and over your headphones, and they're supposed to give you the effects of drugs.
Yes,
LSD,
that is it.
Marijuana, mushrooms.
Yeah, that's it. The ones I'm listening to are for DMT.
Okay.
So, because, I listen to them right before I go to sleep. And so I've been trying to figure out, one, I already don't remember my dreams. So, two, am I going to remember anything going to sleep listening to this shit? And I'm not going to lie to you, before I do go to sleep, it'll get weird where I'm like, whoa, where I feel like my arms are fucking coming off. And, maybe I'm a little stoned or a little drunk before I went to sleep. If anything, one of those or if, nothing. And what I found after been doing this for about 2 weeks is I don't remember shit. I don't remember cool trip outs, or I don't remember anything specific except for how I feel before I go to sleep. But all I know is that I've been sleeping now like a fucking rock. Normally, alarm goes off. Normally, like my whole life, my alarm goes off, I hear it, I wake up, I'm up. But in the last 2 weeks, after going to sleep listening to these certain frequencies on something simple as YouTube, it's impossible for me to get up. So, of course, I'm already fascinated, right? I'm a huge fan of Joe Rogan. He's talked about DMT, the spirit molecule. I went and watched the documentary.
I was just watching him the other night, dude. Yeah, he's on another level.
So, I've never done DMT. I'm interested and I'm fascinated with the idea of it because of the sciences behind it, and spiritually speaking, I like to, I'm getting pretty excited and fascinated spiritually, and not just so much for myself, but like watching what it does for other people. I don't know, it's pretty cool to me, because to me it's science yet kind of religion and not at the same time. It's just it's all the above. So I'm getting really fascinated with it and into looking into it, into listening to what I listen to before I go to sleep. I wanted to ask you, have you had any experiences that you felt have changed your life? Oh. Now, what I mean by that is through a hallucinogen or through a... help me out, what's the word?
Psychedelic?
Thank you. Through a psychedelic that has changed your life, and was it for the better or for the worse?
Oh, man, I think if you ask anyone who, has done psychedelics or hallucinogens, I think 100% of the time the person will tell you that it's changed their life. Not so much for the better, but it has changed their life. Me personally, I would say my experience with psychedelics has definitely changed my life in a positive manner. 100%. I remember the first time I was dealing with psychedelics, I was with one of my best friends. I was super depressed, was on a prescription for anxiety, whatnot, just going through a really rough patch in life. And one of my best friends came up to me, and he goes, "Hey, man, we should go and do this." I said, "No, I've been offered this my entire life. I know myself."
Do you mind me asking what this is?
Oh, this was mushrooms.
Okay.
This is the first time I had ever done mushrooms.
Cool. I can relate because that's something I've done myself. So.
And my best friend came up to me. He's like, dude, I really think it will do you some good. I'm like, man, I don't know. And then it just got to the point where I was just like, you know, I'm already so depressed. I'm already so anxious. You know, I don't really have anything I can lose. So I went into it with a pretty closed mind, if you will. You know, I had the thoughts of, oh, I'm going to have a bad trip, but whatever, fuck it. You know, let's just do it, get it over with. You'll stop bugging me.
Yeah.
And so we're on a beach, and there's a hammock on this beach. And so we split an eighth. And on this beach, there's some hammocks. And so we're chilling on the hammocks, drink some orange juice, you know, I guess you could say the standard for doing mushrooms. And they start to hit me. And at first, I couldn't... the first thing that, like, actually hit me was I didn't start seeing anything or was tripping out or anything like that. But I couldn't feel my legs.
Okay.
And, like, mentally I'm thinking I'm paralyzed from the waist down.
Yeah.
And most people, you know, it was an uncomfortable feeling, but it wasn't scary. It was the strangest thing. I was like,
yeah.
I can't feel my legs. That's normally a bad thing, but I'm not worried about it, you know?
I can relate with that, dude. I did not feel my arms at all.
Like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
And then after that, after I kind of got over that sensation of like, okay, I can't work my legs, I found it funny. I found it fucking hilarious that I'm in this hammock looking over this beach and now I can't use my legs. I'm just laughing.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, this is kind of sketch, but you know, whatever, fuck it. And then that went on for about 20 minutes. And then I got regained control of my legs and we got out of the hammock and he's like, all right, this is where our trip starts.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, it's a low tide on this skimboarding beach and the tide just goes out for fucking days.
So
right?
it's a sandy beach, not a rocky beach.
It's mud.
Mud. Okay.
Mud, sand. It's not rocky,
not
really.
like, because up here in Puget Sound, it's usually pretty rocky beaches around. So when you say I'm on a beach, it's usually not that kind of paradise feeling that others might be thinking about. But
yeah, it's just, you know, it just flat, goes out for a while. And so we start talking about, you know, life and all this other stuff. And by the end of it, you know, I had what really hit home for me was walking back to go back to the car, and I'm still pretty high at this point. And I sit there and I'm looking at a tree, and it's moving, not in the sense of like it's an ent, and I think, you know, it's a tree beard, and I'm gonna get picked up like Lord of the Rings or some shit like that. But it's moving in a way where, to me, I could see it breathing.
Holy shit. Okay.
And again, it wasn't a discomforting feeling. It was just like, holy shit. I thought these motherfuckers were just here. I can see
this motherfucking tree breathing right now.
And that's when I really realized that planet Earth as a whole is a living organism. And that changed my mind on, you know, how much I recycle, what I throw away,
really,
stuff like that. I was like, you know what? These trees are our life source.
Dude, when you said that, I kind of imagined it, kind of thought about it a little deeper myself, and I already find myself pretty friendly, I guess.
I mean, I wasn't an asshole, right. You know what I mean? But I just that more aware of. And so, make a long story short, but basically what happened to me that day is I became more aware, more conscious of what is going around me. Yeah. And I think that's a positive thing.
I think so too.
You know,
absolutely.
I told my mom this, and she's pretty. You know, she came from that scene. Oh yeah, I told her this. Yeah. Knowing how my mom is, you know, super religious. She's like, I can't believe you do that. But she listened to me. You know, I was like, Mom, like, I think personally, I think everyone should do fucking mushrooms.
I think so too.
I think they would do a lot of people some good. And the thing that was cool,
it's a one-time deal, or maybe, I don't know, several-time deal. I'm not talking whatever, but
I've done it a few times.
So you felt better out of that state, you know, as far as recycling, and then that deep state that you were telling me before. Now, you know, after the shrooms, you felt what, you know?
I felt enlightened, and like for literal sense. You know, like I told you before going into this, I was highly depressed. I was very anxious. And after the come down, the next day, I literally felt like the inside of my body had just taken a shower. I felt like cleansed.
I love hearing that.
I felt at peace. You know, I wasn't depressed. I wasn't anxious. You know, I was just like, wow, you know, my life is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't have a lot
to that. Cheers to that.
I didn't have a lot going on for me at the time, you know. I was bumming it. I didn't have a job. And I was just kind of...
If you're listening, don't be a bitch and make sure you cheers to that and take a drink.
Yeah. It was just weird, though. But, like, ever since then, you know, I try to look... I don't sweat the small stuff. I don't sweat, I was in a bad relationship for 3 years. I don't sweat that, you know, I'm not exactly where I want to be in life. It doesn't matter. I'm alive. It doesn't. I'm breathing.
Right? That's reality, man. I'm
doing
alive
right.
and I'm fucking breathing.
I'm doing okay. You know,
Isn't that the greatest?
I can't really complain. I have all my limbs, you know.
Yeah.
I have awesome
I can
friends.
Listen, I can speak, I can shit, I can fuck, I can eat.
Yeah.
Oh,
my life isn't that
God.
bad.
I enjoy music. Modern music on this planet I can listen to and enjoy. To me, that's
I have friends that will tell me, even against my own beliefs, that, you know, they're trying to help me out.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just a matter of listening to them, man. You know, if you have one of your best friends that you've known almost your entire life offers you something where you're scared of, and they ask you, you know, this is the questions he asked me. He goes, how long have you known me? I've known you fucking 20 years.
Yeah.
And he goes...
He sold you on it.
Do you think I'd ever try to do you harm or do you good? And I was like, no. That's why we're still friends right now.
Yeah,
and he goes, have some fucking mushrooms with me. And
Yeah.
at that point, I was like, man, fuck. You got me.
Yeah.
You got me.
Totally.
And to his credit, man, it changed my life. It really did change my life.
You know,
and so I thank him for that, you know, fairly often. Like, dude, that experience, that was absolutely life-changing.
Good for you, man. I love hearing that. Fucking, I had my best friend did the same thing to me. It was actually my birthday, and he gave it to me, and I was kind of denying taking it because I had previous pretty bad experiences. And he's telling me, he's like, no, he's like, take it. He did the same thing to me as far as the friend thing goes. He like looked up, he walked up to me and was like, Lloyd, I'm telling you to take it. And I was like, that's true. You are. No one else. And there it took off. Changed my life. Oh my God, greatest day.
It's good stuff, man.
Yeah.
It is good stuff.
Swole the Beast, thank you.
Thank you.
As you can hear, the Fan Bam's home. Thank you, sir.
Anytime.
And that's my best, dear, good friends there, Swole the Beast. We're going to be listening to him, hearing from him more. And, yep.